hey everybody, and welcome to WLN Radio and Podcast Show on Spotify. I am here with the amazing, the phenomenal, the sensational Coach Oaks. How are you doing today, sir?
Good, Mr. Lance. How are you?
Fantastic. So, let's kind of jump into it. What do you coach here at Raines High School?
At Raines, I am the Assistant Athletic Director. I am also the Offensive Coordinator, Offensive Line Coach in football, and I'm the Head Track Coach.
Fantastic. So we're getting ready to jump into track season. So let's kind of dive into that first. What are you excited about heading into track?
Man, I'm excited about the youth we had last year is all returning. So we had a young program, and we did some phenomenal things last year that I look forward to capitalizing on this year.
Wonderful. Very, very cool. So as far as into this, is there certain events that you coach? Are you kind of back and forth, all sorts of things? What do you kind of focus on in track?
For myself, I kind of focus on pole vault because it's very technical, and I like dealing with that. But overall, I oversee everything, obviously, as a head coach. But, the 4x4 has my heart.
Sure. That makes sense. Wonderful. Moving on a little bit farther into fall, what are you excited about this coming football season? I know there's a lot of seniors going out, some changes. How does that look in your eyes?
I mean, we have a lot of skill kids returning. I've tried to help, along with Coach Coker and some of the other coaches, recruit the halls in terms of getting some linemen out. But we have a plethora of kids returning that seems to be a promising thing.
Wonderful, very good. So let's kind of go back in time for just a minute. How did you get into coaching and teaching, and we'll go from there.
Oh man, that's a long story. Honestly, I don't know how long you got, but obviously, like a lot of us, God took me a different path initially, and after feeling like I wasn't making a difference in the world, I came back to teaching.
Okay.
So that said, I had a mentor who called me every year, and he'd ask me at the time I was building houses, you're going to build houses, you're going to coach. And in June of 2007, he called me, and I finally told him I was going to coach. So that's how I got into it, and I haven't looked back ever since. It's been a joy.
Wonderful. Now, kind of looking at your career, have you always been at Raines, or have you been in other places as well?
I've been in other places. Initially, I followed him, so I started with him and worked with him for 2 years in one spot, Caddo Mills. Then he left and went to Leonard, and I followed there with him. And then from there, it took me to the Metroplex for a little while. And then my mother was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and they'd given her 9 months to live. So I came home to be with her. And fortunately, she's still here with us, but God willing. And then from there, I went to Quitman, and then somehow I wound up here.
Wonderful, fantastic. So I know that you're saying making a difference is such a huge part of your life, as it is mine. How do you kind of view coaching overall? How can you affect the minds and the hearts of students today?
Well, I feel like at this level of coaching, we deal with kids that are still moldable and looking for that mentorship. So number one is be the guy that you wish for them to be in front of them. And number two is provide ways for them to build their character. Always preach God, and don't force it on them, but give it to them and plant that seed. I think that's been huge.
That's wonderful. Now, kind of pivoting over to hobbies and interests and things outside of coaching, because I know that takes up a huge part of your life. What are some interests outside of academics and coaching? Do you have any?
My family, man, and that's relatively it. We built a house, we live on the lake, and I thought I'd get to fish a lot. I don't fish. I work and I family, so whatever they need, we do, and if I'm not, I'm working. So. All
right, let's, if you have a second, let's talk a little bit about your family, your kiddos, how many you have, stuff like that.
Yes, so I got 3 little boys. First of all, let me back this up. I've been married to the same woman for, I'm not going to quote a year because I'd be lying. It should be pretty easy. 2001, we got married. So got married in 2001. She and I had 3 little boys. Not so little anymore. The oldest one's a freshman at Baylor, and he's enjoying that. And then I've got 2 others, Caden and Tylen, who are juniors and sophomore here.
Wonderful, fantastic. Well, good. What about this for upcoming freshmen and things that are coming in? What is something about you that you wish students would know that you may not have time day to day when you're coaching to know about you?
Well, I think it's brought to my attention this weekend. As a matter of fact, I walked into a room and a young man that I coach was there, and he said, "Coach, do people always look at you that way?" And what do you mean by that? And he said, "Coach, when you walk in the room, they all turn at you." Mm-hmm. Well, what I gather from that is I have an intimidating look, apparently. So okay. I guess, if anything, I hope those kids understand it's just a look, that I really care and it's genuine from the heart, and not to be intimidated when you see me.
Wonderful. Good. What are some words of wisdom that you wish that students, athletes knew today that you're trying to impress upon them?
To always keep looking up, because that's where it's all at.
Wonderful, beautiful. Is there anything else that you want to talk about that I haven't covered?
I think you've hit it all.
Wonderful. Well, once again, this is the awesome Coach Oaks. Thank you so much for just spending a few minutes with us on WLN Radio and Podcast.
Thank you, Mr. Lance.
Absolutely. Have a great day, guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.